My lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is Maid4luv and Happy New Year. And even though I am recording this um, on the 1st of the 1st, 2026, whenever you are guided to this reading, it's going to be the right time for you to receive the message that's here for you. Now, all of it may not be for you, but you're going to turn on your discernment cup. You're going to trust yourself and you're going to know instinctively what part of this message is for you and what part is probably somebody else watching. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. So today, what we're going to ask, we are asking your main spirit guide, what message do they have for you going into 2026? What's the message, the most important message that they have for you? In the extended, we're going to ask what's the most important message they want you to know about your person. But now let's focus on the most important person in the room, which is your good self. All right. So yeah, still here by my mom, and well, looks like I'm gonna be here for a while. Cause it doesn't look like, things are going like either way with the Venezuela situation. Nobody's capitulating, nobody's backing off, so looks like we're locked into that for a little while. All right, anyways, the first underneath the deck we have death. And I don't want you to automatically think that there is going to be any kind of death in 2026, although that's a part of life and that certainly could happen. But I don't want you to happen that this death talks about massive changes, big changes, and maybe you could already feel it in your body. I'm feeling it. It feels like big changes. And the first thing I did this morning at 2 o'clock, was it wrong? Yeah, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. I just come back from my aunt's. We went there for all last night. The first thing I did, the full moon was out. I got some salt soap and I took a salt bath. And I'll probably go to the sea tomorrow. But I felt like I was washing off like the gunk or the karmic residue from 2025. And I feel, even though the world feels hopeless right now, I don't know, I was feeling good. I was feeling hopeful, like personally hopeful. And I think if all of us kind of embody that energy, it's going to cause waves and ripples. I feel hopeful. I feel good. I feel good. I don't feel pessimistic about 2026. Well, wait enough. Anyways, so your spirit guy is saying big changes happening. World is waking up. All right. And they're showing me an image. Um, you know, I don't know if you watch Moana, when she gave the heart back to Tafiti, and you know, the island was this black mass, and then it kind of wakes up and stretches. At least that's what they're showing me, anyways. Wakes up and stretches. It's like that. It may cause some sort of discombobulation, agitation, because it's been asleep for so long. But eventually things settle. Anyways, let's see which spirit guide is coming through. I meant to tap into your main spirit guide, but we'll see who's stepping forward. And we're going to look at their role in your life and see what they want to talk about. Oh my God. The person has a lot to say. They have truth to say. And it looks like your higher self. But 3 cards came out. I just want 1 card. Want to see who's stepping forward. But it looks like your higher self. Let's see what's this. We have joy guides. Right? And that's what I was saying. Even though all kind of shit is happening in the world, I still feel the love. I still feel the hope. I still feel the optimism. And Spirit is saying this joy guide that is coming through, right? So this is someone from, I think they call it the Infinite Council, that reminds you about the joy in life. I think it's Infinite Council, right? It reminds you about the joy in life. They're letting you know that even though so many things are happening in the world, there's still joy. And you're going to find even more joy by stepping into the thing, the activity that causes you the most fear. I'm not saying to go out there and be risky, reckless, but certainly Spirit is saying right now that you're playing it too safe. And I know that's the ego trying to keep you safe. But Spirit is saying, through taking a calculated risk, a lot more joy comes into your world. And this risk can also talk about leap of faith. So through trusting yourself, even though it may seem like the weirdest ass thing to do, through trusting yourself, through trusting your intuition, you're going to embrace and receive a lot more happiness in your world. When I left my job as a diplomat to do this, my parents were not best pleased. People thought I was going crazy. And I think for some of them, they thought that I was on drugs or having some kind of psychotic break, but I wasn't. I was listening to my intuition. And even when I broke it down to the practicalities of it, how much hours I was working, how much money I was earning, it still made sense to me. And the joy in my heart, it made sense to me. It made sense to me, right? And my parents decided to trust me. And they actually said it. She said, my mom and my dad is like, we don't know what the hell is going on here, right? But we are going to trust you on this and trust that you know what's best for you. And we are going to support you in this move. It's crazy to us. They said it right out. It's crazy to us that you would do something like that. But we are going to trust you. And it paid off. It paid off. So Spirit is saying you need to make some kind of leap of faith like this right now, right? Where you take a calculated risk and follow the joy vibration. Okay? All right. So we have a joy card coming through. All right. Let's see what they want to talk about. But I think we already got what they want to talk about. What do we have here? Intuition. This is what they want to tell you about. They want to tell you, listen, forget about what people want to tell you. Forget about what readers like me want to tell you. Forget about what the world wants to tell you right now. Your parents want to tell you. Your family want to tell you. Your friends want to tell you. You have all the answers that you would ever need for your journey and your life. And whatever is coming through your psyche, whatever is coming through your intuition right now, it is the right thing for you to do. And you can always discern between what is coming through your ego and what is coming through your intuition. Because what is coming through your intuition is always going to lead you closest to the divine and the truth about yourself and the truth about your heart. You'll always know. It's always going to bring you closer to your core values and your integrity. It's not going to lead you outside of that. It's always going to lead you to your integrity. Let's pull some cards on these. So what's coming through is a member of your infinite council. And what I'm telling you right now is that you have been getting some intuitive nudge to do something. To take some kind of leap of faith, to take some kind of risk. And you've been sitting on it because you've been scared, right? There's a little bit of fear around it, a little bit of overthinking around it. But Spirit is saying, trust yourself right now. What do we have here? The 7 of Cups in reverse. Spirit is saying you have moral clarity on this. You have intuitive clarity on this. You know exactly what to do. But fear has been holding you back. Let's pull a card on risk. What do we have here? We have the Hierophant. Spirit saying you got to break out of tradition. Break out of societal dogma. Break out of religious and even maybe spiritual dogma. right? A lot of spirituality is becoming a very rigid, and it's not meant to be that. It's meant to be flexible, right? A lot of rules, right? Spirit saying, break out of that, break out of that, and do what you know is best for your soul, because you are the expert on your soul. You are the magician. Nobody's more tapped in to you than you. So they're saying right now, follow your intuition. You know what it is. You know what time it is, okay? We have the Six of Wands. Don't let the ego fool you. You know exactly what time it is. You know exactly what you need to do, because you are the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is the Queen of Spirit. Ain't nobody more tapped in than she. This is her realm. Okay? All right. Now let's ask Spirit. Let's ask your guides. This joy guide that has come through. What are they most proud of? What are they most proud of with regard to you and the journey that you have traveled thus far? What are they most proud of? We have here the Eight of Swords. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Ace of Wands. Okay. What are they most proud of? You didn't have the best of beginnings, okay? And for a lot of you, maybe you grew up with a lot of programming, a lot of societal dogma in our head. And that could be everybody. That could be everyone. But for some of you, maybe grew up under maybe even cult-like circumstances, or a society that was very rigid, and you felt trapped in a box. You felt that you had to be what everybody wanted you to be, okay? And that caused you some sort of a low grade depression and some boredom with life, and you felt kind of unstable, right? Because intuitively you knew that you weren't doing, or you weren't living the life that you came down here to live, right? That you were incarnated to live. You knew that there was something about the box that they were putting you in that you knew you didn't belong there, right? There's something about the truths that they were telling you that didn't feel good, didn't feel good to your soul, didn't resonate with you, didn't align with you at all, right? You kept questioning it, and then they tell you, don't question, don't question, don't think about it, right? You just stay in this box that we put you in, right? So there's something about that you always questioned, right? And finally, the questioning created this big upheaval inside of you that you needed to make some kind of peace with. You had to make peace with it, right? And through this whole upheaval and the spiritual awakening that you went through, you emerged on the other side stronger, even more empowered than before, even stronger in your spirituality and your spiritual strength and power. And some of you guys are breaking ancestral curses, right? Ancestral dysfunction. A lot of people call it curses, but it's dysfunction and patterns, okay? And you're doing all of this and doing it with grace. Doing it with grace. And you're being this light bearer for everyone that is around you. And they're really proud of you. They're really proud of you. Now let's ask Spirit. For 2026, what does your spirit guide think you need to be focusing on? For 2026, or whatever year that you're watching this in, the upcoming year, what do you need to be focusing on? As far as your spirit guide is concerned, this member of your infinite council, we have neediness. So if there's any last residue of codependency that is resident within you, that's what you need to focus on. Continue the good work. All right, what do they think you need to focus on in 2026? And it's the same thing. Codependency, right? And or addictions, whether it is the toxic people, whether it is the substances, habits, right? Dysfunction, right? It's always us trying to escape from ourselves. But when we face ourselves fully, there's no need to escape into anything or find escape anywhere, right? We are at peace with who we are. And some of you may have heard me talk about, one of my best friends. Life just happened so fast. She got pregnant, she got married, living together with someone, all happened, within a year. And it became so overwhelming. And then she had, you know, stuff that she had not faced from her childhood, an abusive and alcoholic father, and a mother who was very emasculating. I mean, the kind of things that you should never tell your child, she would tell my friend. And, that's something that she never faced until she was a parent herself. And it all came crashing down, and she turned to alcohol, right? And it's only when her marriage was basically crumbling that's when, she woke up. And I'm so proud of her. It's like she snapped her fingers and took charge of her life. And she took charge of her life by going to therapy and facing what she was most scared to face, which is herself and her childhood and everything that happened there. And she said, I don't even feel for the alcohol anymore because it's just a way of running away from her reality. And she had to face what was happening in her marriage and how she felt about being a mother. She never wanted to be a mother, right? So all these different things she had to come to terms with. And through facing herself is how she broke free from her addiction. So if you are addicted, if you are in addiction, whether it's substances, people that you know aren't good for you, right? They have interest but no intention towards you. You have to face yourself and ask yourself, which part of me is still holding on to this? Which part of me needs this? And which part of myself am I running from? Which part of my life am I running from? And the minute we face that head on is the minute the need for the addiction disappears. So this is what they want you to focus on in 2026. Or whenever you watch this, the year ahead. It's about facing yourself and the part of yourself that still needs a connection to toxic people, to substances, and ruinous habits. Okay? All right. Let's get some last advice from Spirit. And then we're going to go to the extended and see what your spirit guide, no, I'll tap into your person's spirit guide, what your person's spirit guide has to say about your person and your connection. So we'll look at your person's spirit guide. But for now, last bit of advice for you. All right, they're ending with soulmates, so they may want to talk about a soul connection as their final salvo. All right, what do you want to tell me about this soul connection now? And we have yin in reverse. Okay, let's see what this is all about. And I think this yin in reverse is about you're doing too much. You don't know how to receive. All right, so let's see. Yin in reverse. All right, let's get it's a protection message. All right, let's see what yin in reverse has to teach us right now. It says, do you have trouble receiving? Yes. You stop the flow of abundance when you continually insist upon being the giver. You can't always lead, always give, always teach. You must be the student, the open vessel, and the one who receives the gift, gesture, or offer in equal measure. Open up and let love, life, abundance, and spirit fill you without demand or expectations. Just receive the bounty that is yours. Okay, so Spirit is saying that you've been doing too much, right? Your relationships are out of balance, right? Whether it's your relationship with Spirit, whether it's your relationship with your family, whether it's your relationship with your soulmate, you're doing too much, right? Right now, it's about those people in your life and those situations in your life being able to give back to you because you've given so much to them, right? So Spirit is saying, anytime you feel like you're about to overgive, stop yourself and remind yourself that you're also meant to receive. And that by receiving, you are unblocking any kind of financial, emotional, or spiritual blocks that may exist in your life. Right? Stop doing too much. Everything has to be in equal measure for it to be sustained. So if you're the one that is always calling family members and following up, stop. And if the relationship falls apart because you are not sustaining it, let it fall apart. Let it fall apart because at that point, it's just parasitic. Okay? So Spirit is saying the year ahead is about one, facing the parts of yourself that still need addiction to escape, and two, learning to receive and thereby balancing your relationships, all your relationships. Okay? I'm love. So happy new year to you guys. I'll see some of you guys in the extended if you so desire. Take care. Much love. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not already.